3:14 a.m. Your eyes snap open. There was no nightmare, no sudden noise in the house, but your heart is pounding, and the silent room feels incredibly heavy, suffocating you with an inexplicable sense of dread. Most people experience this and immediately look for a clinical label. They see these night awakenings alongside a new, intense desire to isolate from friends and a chronic physical exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. They diagnose themselves with burnout, high stress, or depression. These symptoms point to a deeper systemic collapse. The version of you that currently exists, the mediocre, predictable identity you've worn for years, is being forcibly dismantled. You are witnessing the systematic initiation of a psychological death. The source of this terror is the friction between who you are and who you are becoming. Your existing habits and low energy frequencies are fighting a losing battle against a necessary transformation. The version of you that is comfortable and screen addicted must be eradicated. Ancient traditions have documented for centuries that between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., the human subconscious is highly active and unprotected. With the ego at its weakest, this creates a vulnerable temporal window where your mind can be reprogrammed from the inside out. This internal shift triggers an immediate external reaction. You suddenly lose the desire to go to the same parties or text the same groups. Reality systematically strips away hollow social interactions to starve your old identity of the external validation it relies on to survive. The friction here is terrifying. Your mind desperately wants to regress to toxic habits like scrolling, junk food, or meaningless chatter, just to escape the discomfort. But your nervous system actively rejects it, pushing back. The old frequencies physically make your body feel sick. True growth requires the agonizing isolation of outgrowing the person you used to be. You are left with a stark choice: surrender to this psychological exorcism, or fight it, numb yourself, and remain a hollow shell of what you were supposed to become. Survival requires taking control of the process during the 90-minute window before sunrise, known in ancient texts as Brahma Muhurta. This is a specific temporal threshold, a time when the world's noise is at zero, allowing for a direct bypass of societal interference. Look at this text. Ancient scholars documented this window thousands of years ago, treating early waking as a rigorous mental technology designed to clear the mind before the day's chaos begins. The first step of this exorcism is total disconnection. For 30 minutes after your eyes open, you must starve your ego of digital dopamine. Looking at a phone floods a fragile waking mind with comparison, insecurity, and someone else's agenda. Next is hydration. You've spent 8 hours starving your body of lubrication. Drinking 2 large glasses of water, traditionally kept in copper vessels like these, delivers an energetic shock to your system. It forces dormant digestion to wake up and flushes toxic stagnation from your organs. Early waking allows you to seize physical control of your nervous system before your parasitic ego has a chance to boot up. It is a tactical strike to claim the day before the world can claim you. Step 3 is silence. You have to sit perfectly still in the dark for 10 minutes. You will endure the noise of your own insecurities, your regrets, and every buried fear you normally drown out with music or podcasts. Your untrained mind will aggressively fight back. It will flood your nervous system with panic. It will invent fake urgency, reminding you of an unread email, an unpaid bill, anything to manufacture a distraction and escape this direct confrontation. To fix this, you initiate Step 4, affirmation and visualization. This diagram represents your subconscious mind. Right now, it's filled with corrupted, chaotic, fear-based programming. You have to speak and visualize your new reality to execute a mandatory overwrite protocol. The human brain cannot distinguish between vividly imagined realities and physical experiences. By mentally rehearsing your success, you hardwire confidence into your pathways. True mental strength is forged by surviving the torture chamber of your own unguided thoughts. You sit there in the dark until you become the master of the space, rather than a victim of it. Step 5 is movement. You have to physically shock a body that modern life has devolved into a piece of furniture. That heavy, lethargic feeling you have is trapped, stagnant energy, and you have to force it out of your system. Forcing 20 minutes of physical discomfort, whether through running, lifting, or intense yoga, releases a surge of dopamine. Your posture shifts, your physical presence changes. You signal a structural victory over your mind's addiction to comfort. Step 6 is knowledge. For 15 minutes, you inject dense, challenging wisdom into your brain. You read philosophy. This acts as a mental inoculation, shielding your mind against the daily influx of gossip, fear-mongering news, and digital garbage. Physical exercise and deep reading are defensive armor. They are actively built every morning to protect your newly forming identity from reverting back to weakness. The final step is the 21-day discipline. This is the exact non-negotiable timeline required to rewrite your biological rhythm and psychological programming. 1 day is easy. 3 days is exciting. But look at what happens on this chart. Right around day 7, your old identity realizes it is being killed off. In response, your internal resistance violently spikes. This is the counterattack. It hits you with whispers of intense self-doubt and manufactured exhaustion. You will feel a desperate craving to turn off the alarm, go back to sleep, and be normal again. Motivation is utterly useless in this moment. Only ruthless, mechanical discipline can push the host body past this survival threshold and solidify the new self. On the other side of those 21 days, a profound energetic shift occurs. Isolation becomes unbreakable peace. That 3 a.m. dread transforms into razor-sharp hyperfocus. Reality recognizes your new frequency, and suddenly opportunities that were invisible to you before start appearing in plain sight. Contrast that hard-won power with the alternative. If you continually ignore the signs, if you keep choosing the phone, the snooze button, and the easy way out, reality will eventually stop testing you. It will abandon you entirely to your comfort zone. The most profound horror comes at the end of an easy life, the sudden realization that you slept through your own existence. You reach your final days having never met the true potential that woke you up at 3 a.m. The preparation is over. Initiate the exorcism tomorrow at 4 a.m. You are left with one question. Will you wake up and kill your excuses, or will you let your excuses kill your destiny?